Welcome to Fast Fiction. This week's audio drama is called Now That She's Gone, an original script by Brian Marsh with a full ensemble cast. Enjoy.
Rock of ages, cleft for me. Let me hide myself in thee.
Rawkey Dolberry, where are you?
I'm out here, Millie, sitting out here on the back porch.
Rawkey. Oh, Rawkey. I'm so sorry. So very sorry. I just heard the news. I've been away visiting my new grandbaby over in Cavendish. I just got back and read the newspaper. I can't believe it. Poor Etta May. Oh, I'm so sorry, Rawkey.
Let's see, that's 44, 45, and 46. Thank you, Millie.
44, 45, and 46? What's that?
The number of times I've heard the word sorry directed at me over the last 5 days. I've taken to counting them, and each day I record them in a little book I keep for the purpose. This book right here. Excuse me while I make 3 little marks in this book. That's 10 today. The record was last Tuesday, the day Etta May went on to meet her maker. That was 21 sorries. That's the record.
I sure am going to miss Etta May, Rawkey. I knew Etta May for almost 60 years. We were kids together. We went to school together. We had kids about the same time. Now she's dead.
How well did you know Etta May, Millie?
Why, Rawkey, we were the best of friends. You know that. I knew Etta May just about as well as a person can know another person. It's likely that Mabel Pearson knew her better than me. She was your next-door neighbor and all. And Mabel does like to collect information, if you know what I mean.
Mabel Pearson is a gossip.
I wasn't going to say that, Rawkey.
You were too. I just beat you to it.
But you knew Etta May best.
You bet I did.
How long had you been married?
53 years last month.
That sure is a long time. A person gets to know another person very well in all that time, don't they?
They sure do.
You get to know everything about a person.
Well, not everything. I don't think a person can know everything about another person in this world. It's just not possible. There are always things that don't meet the eye.
Well, that is for certain. You certainly are right there, Rawkey. When are the arrangements, as they say?
Well, they're going to put Etta May in the ground on Saturday next, 3 days from now. She wanted a church service in the Second Baptist Church, and Mr. Tunbridge has agreed to give Etta May a good send-off. For some reason, she liked Mr. Tunbridge, and so she's going away on his words and lots of those noisy Baptist hymns.
They do go all sing-songy, don't they, those Baptists?
They do indeed. Etta May always used to say that when she took her final journey to heaven, she wanted the angels to know she was coming. I guess they will, too. The burial's going to be out there at Green Oak Cemetery. Etta May always said that when she got planted, she wanted to be buried out there at Green Oak Cemetery because of the view.
It does have beautiful view of the hills, and it gets those wonderful sunsets.
Yeah, I just don't understand people, Millie. They all want to be buried in a place where the views are so special, as if they could see anything at all with 5 feet of dirt over their heads.
You got a point there, Rocky. But don't you think people want to visit a beautiful place? You know, the final resting place of their loved ones?
Oh, sure, sure. Here is the final resting place of, by God, look at that sunset and the hills. What a spectacular view. Hey, go back in the car and get the camera. We need a picture of that scenery. Wait a minute, careful, careful, don't step on the ground. Oh, who cares? Who cares? Aunt Once's name is dead anyway. She won't feel a thing.
Oh, oh, Rocky, you always were a stitch. Oh, I'm sorry. Laughing at a time like this.
Oh, go ahead and laugh, Millie. Death is part of life, and Etta May and I were married so long everything became funny. Etta May used to say, Rocky, when I'm gone, you are going to have a hell of a time trying to figure things out. Never knew what she meant, but over the last 5 days, I've started to get an idea.
I don't seem to follow you, Rocky.
You see this pile of books and papers, Millie?
Uh-huh.
Well, let me tell you. That pile of reading material is revealing the untold mystery of Etta May Dolberry. That is the 95% of my late wife's worldly persona that I never knew existed, laid out here at my feet in all its glory and splendor.
What is it?
Well, it begins as a diary, a tale told by Etta May to her secret journal. It's all about her inner life, her separate and distinct journey, as she calls it.
Lots of people have diaries like that.
That is a fact. That is a fact. But Etta May went a lot further than a simple journal. She wrote lots of different books. Each one of them had a special theme. This one, for example, this one is called Amora.
Amora?
That's right. Amora. It's Latin. It means love affairs. You might want to turn to page 185. You might find it interesting.
185? Is it written in Latin?
Oh, no. It's written in English, in Etta May's own distinct hand. Go on, Millie. Page 185 is about halfway through the book.
185, oh, here we are. Now, what am I supposed to read?
You'll find out. Now read.
All right, Rocky. Let's see.
Found
what?
something?
I can't believe it. This is all about Harry. Harry and Etta May. It can't be true.
Goes on for pages. It appears that Etta May knew Harry very well. Anatomically speaking, I'd say she knew Harry better than his doctor, his dentist, or you.
Oh my. What is this? Well, Harry never did that with me. Damn that man. I wish he were alive. I'd kill him.
Well, Harry went to his award, 5 years ago? He's escaped killing. And now Etta May has followed him, went toes up 5 days ago.
You don't suppose Harry and Etta May up there doing it?
What happens in the afterlife is a mystery, Millie. It's an undiscovered country. And so what if they're walking hand in hand on some cloud below the starry welkin? We were married till death does part us, and now death has done the deed.
Well, it still makes me angry. Well, here's George Stepper's name. Oh, my word. Look at this. I never knew people could do that. Oh, my. Oh.
And you've gone too far, Millie. Give me the book.
Well, just a moment, Rocky.
Now, Millie, now.
Very well. Here. Has George seen this?
No, but Margaret has.
Margaret Stecker has seen this? Oh, must have been hell to pay at the Stecker household.
I suspect so. George should be here any minute. I called him earlier. He sounded, how shall I say, whipped.
Rawkey, are you here?
Out here on the porch, George. Hello, George.
Hello, George.
Howdy, Millie. You called me, Rawkey, asked me to come over?
I did, George. Have a seat.
How's Margaret, George?
She's, fine, Millie. She's fine.
I'm sure she is, George. Well, Rawkey, I'll be going. I want to pay a little visit to my Harry. I have a few things to say to him.
Harry? Well, how can you...
His grave, George. I'm going to visit his grave. The dead never really leave us, do they, Rawkey?
No, they don't. I certainly have learned that.
Well, goodbye now. Bye, George. Happy reading.
What's this all about, Rawkey?
How's everything at home, George?
It's, fine, just fine.
It's not fine, you bastard. How can it be fine? Margaret was here yesterday delivering her condolences. She left somewhat, how shall I say, distracted. I am quite sure the two of you had a civil conversation last evening.
I wouldn't say that. She did seem distracted.
Would on a tear come closer to describing it?
Guess it might. What the hell's this all about?
I'm about to tell you, George, as it appears that Margaret hasn't breathed a word of it. But I suspect that half the town knows by now Millie has a great gift of communication, if you know what I mean. I hold in my hand a book. It's titled Amora. In the Latin vernacular, Amora translates as love affairs. I am passing this book to you, George, because I want you to read a passage on page 301. You won't have to flip through the pages because there is a little red sticky marker there that will show you the way. Here, you will recognize Etta Mae's handwriting, I am sure.
Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Quite a response, I'd say. Good writing often brings that effect.
Rawkey.
There's nothing you can say, George. Absolutely nothing. Etta Mae has said it all. Very clearly, too. In remarkably detailed writing. She gets right down and dirty, doesn't she?
Dad, where are you?
I'm out here on the porch, Teddy. Leaving, George? I think that's a wise idea. Just leave the book.
Not on your life.
Teddy, quick, get my shotgun out of the barn. It's leaning up against the old Chevy.
Oh, damn you, Rawkey. I'll see you in hell.
I look forward to continuing the conversation.
Did you say you wanted your shotgun? What the hell for?
Well, there was a pesky varmint out here, but I scared him off. I don't think he'll be back.
George Stecker just blew right past us. Didn't even say hello.
George is preoccupied right now. He has a heap of trouble at home. I can't wait until Millie cycles back this way. She'll tell me all about it. Greatly embellished, of course.
I sure am glad I moved away from this tiny town. Everybody knows everything about everybody else, even before it happens.
Counts double for me. I love the big city. Anonymity is wonderful. I could never move back here, like living in a glass house.
Well, it might surprise you both that your mother was very good at keeping her private life very secret.
Mom had a secret life.
Sure did. About as secret as you could get. A wide-ranging life of mystery and intrigue. Layers and layers of adventurous living. A veritable cavalcade of wondrous activity.
Mom? The president of the county quilting club?
The very same. Before she passed away, she left me a little note. Here it is. Go on, read it.
Dear Rawkey, I don't have much time left. We both know this. We've been married for 53 years. That's a very long time. Though it has been a marriage like most, filled with ups and downs, I have always loved you. Never doubt that. But there are many things in my life that I have never told you. I kept many things to myself. Life in a small town can be stifling, and I wanted my accomplishments as well as my errancies to remain hidden. But now that I am gone, you should know about them. All of them. You will find many interesting books in the old dresser in the attic, as well as in the trunk of the old Chevy in the barn. I pray you will have a good time reading all these books. Goodbye. I love you, Etta May. I think I'm going to cry all over again.
Did you find these books, Dad?
Oh, yes. See that box over there? There are 3 more just like it in the trunk of Etta Mae's Chevy. Once I finish with that box, I'll start on the others. Should take a while to read through all her books.
May we see them?
Not yet. When I'm gone, they'll all go to you. I want to sort through them first, but I did come across a couple of items that may be of interest to you. Here's one.
Horticultural imagery in the poetry of Emily Dickinson. A master's thesis by Etta Mae Dolberry? When did she write this?
It's dated 30 years ago or thereabouts. She even wrote a poem in imitation of Emily Dickinson. It's on the last page.
My windows press the gardens down in calligraphic ecstasy. She wrote this?
She did. She has a master's degree in 19th century American literature. Go figure.
I can't believe it. That's my discipline. This is too strange for words.
Well, be prepared. It's getting stranger. Becky, this one is for you.
The Mystery of Abel Dodd, The Nashville Spy by E.M. Tedemy? This was a bestseller 15 years ago. What does this have to do with Mom?
She wrote it.
She did not. I read this book. It's a classy spy novel, like an Appalachian Le Carré.
She saved all her drafts, all the letters from the publisher. She wrote a little note to you on the inside cover.
Now I am going to cry. Why didn't she tell us all of this? She did some remarkable things.
She did indeed. But I think your mom liked things the way they were. She liked her quilting bees. She liked her family life. She loved things the way they were. Imagine how things would have changed if all of a sudden she became a famous writer.
And you didn't suspect anything? She couldn't have hid all this.
Well, there was that time she drove home in a new Chevy, the one that is now deteriorating grandly out in the barn. Brand spanking new it was. I suspected something was up, but your mom had me believe. She had me believe it was a very good year at the County Quilters Association. She made so much money on that book, she could have afforded a Mercedes. or a Ferrari. But that would have raised lots of questions, and I suspect the truth would have come out. She was a grand sorceress at keeping things private. Well, kids, I think you should run along now. You got things to tend to, and don't worry about me. I will be just fine. Look at all the reading I've got ahead of me. I'm gonna pour myself a glass of bourbon and settle in with your ma's Irva, as they say.
Okay, Dad. You sure you'll be all right?
I'm 76 years old. It's been a grand life, and there's still a bit more of it left.
Bye, Daddy. I love you.
I love you too, sweetie. Kiss the kids for me. Well, Etta Mae, I thank you for all the years we shared together. And I appreciate you saving me a copy of your mystery novel by E.M. Tenney. A nice reworking of your name there, Etta Mae. E.M. Tenney. Nobody caught that little secret. You wrote me a note on the inside cover. I have read it several times, and now I will read it again. To my husband, Rawkey. I pray you will forgive me for keeping so many secrets from you. You were often fond of saying you could never know another person completely. I'm likely the world's best example of that. But you do know that I love you and I loved our life together. You will also be glad to know that I forgive all your peccadillos. Peccadillos. Nice touch. Now enjoy your reading. There's lots of that. Love, Etta Mae. 5 days ago, I thought all the fun games had ended forever. Now it seems they're just beginning. Thank you, Etta Mae.
You have been listening to Now That She's Gone by Brian Marsh, with Joe Wilkins as Rawkey Dolberry, Tara Phillips as Millie, David Zucker as George, Brian Marsh was Teddy, and Kirsten Daniels was Becky. For more information about this wonderful cast, please go to fastfictionpodcast.com, where you will also be able to scroll down to find similar and different dramas to inspire, intrigue, and entertain you. Thank you.